Hi everyone, my name is Allison Cox and this is my ABC video. I will be focusing on B, an organization, and the organization that I will be focusing on is Devereux. Devereux has a program called CARES, which is the Center for Autism Research and Education Services. CARES is a school for those with autism or developmental delays, but just so you have a little bit of background on Devereux, the entire organization, it is located in Downingtown, Pennsylvania, so not far from here, and some of our education majors who work in the autism program are sent to Devereux for observations and field experience. Devereux is a national nonprofit organization, and overall they serve those with autism, intellectual disabilities, developmental delays, those who are struggling with mental health, and also child welfare. For example, they have a foster care system, or they support the foster care system too. They do treatment in residential settings, community-based living, special education day schools, autism assessments, and employment and transition services, which I will be focusing on. And as I said, the Employment and Transition Services is CARES, the Center for Autism Research and Education Services. So as you may have heard in the last slide, Devereux has many different organizations attached to it, but the one that I will be focusing on is Devereux CARES. Devereux CARES is an educational placement licensed by the Pennsylvania Department of Education, so it is basically a private school. So Devereux CARES is its own school, it's its own facility. And in Devereux CARES, students aged 13 to 21 are offered the Employment Training and Transition Program services. And those services focus on developing self-care, daily living skills, employment, human sexuality, self-determination, and overall quality of life. Devereux CARES services those with autism and other developmental disabilities. So as mentioned in the last slide, this is a school. So CARES provides school-based instruction in classrooms and training sites. They have one-on-one services and they also have group services. They also provide training in the community, job experience, and home. All classrooms in the school are led by teachers certified in special education. They have job coaches and instructional coordinators that they work with on site and in their work community. They also work with behavior analysts, speech therapy, occupational therapists, physical therapists, and those with an expertise in autism education. For example, they do a lot of ABA training, which is applied behavioral analysis at Devereux CARES for those students with autism. Students placed at CARES are funded through an approved PDE Form 4010, and I attached 3 bullet points about the form to this slide, so please take a moment to read over that right now. So as you can see from the form, families do not have to pay for CARES because it is approved through Form 4010. Transportation is also free and it is arranged and funded by the school district or intermediate unit that the student belongs to. Transportation needs are tailored to each student's specific transportation needs. Parents may also transport their child directly. So this basically functions as a school. The students get bused in the beginning of the day and they get bused out around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Each of CARES classrooms maintains an attended student-to-staff ratio, which is typically 4 to 5. Classrooms are staffed by a certified special education teacher, which I said in the previous slide. And they also have primary instructional coordinators, and instructional coordinators are also certified with bachelor's degrees of a minimum. The ratio of primary instructional coordinators and instructional coordinators may vary depending on the need of each classroom. As mentioned earlier, they do one-to-one and group instruction. The transition focus that I saw the most was employment, but also independent living. Because this is a functional school, it really reaches most of the transition focus, but the ones that you can say they definitely focus on a daily basis is employment and independent living. Some things that stood out to me about Devereaux Cares is that only 60 students are allowed in the program. While I understand that this is just a small part of Devereaux, I think that that can be looked at as a negative that only 60 students are allowed. Also, following that notion, it is a private school, and I attached the PDE form 4010 if you would like to familiarize yourself with that again. And I also did not receive much information on how the program includes those with a diverse background. Overall, I am glad that I did Devereaux Cares for this project because I have been there with the education program and I did not know some of this information. I attached the website URL, so please take a look at it because you never know, you may be there yourself.